Are rich people bored? I don't understand why they couldn't go on YouTube and watch that 1 hour and 40-minute video of the Titanic expedition like the rest of us commoners. And you know what gets me the most is the fact that they paid $250,000 and they still had to bring their own sandwiches and snacks. Y'all couldn't get them a charcuterie board? Go to Whole Foods, get some cheeses and grapes? Imagine being in your last hour nibbling on a damn PB&J. I'd be pissed. I'd be so mad. I would be so mad. Well, first I want to start off by saying condolences to the people who lost their lives on that submarine. That is really a tragic way to go. And it's really unfortunate because the sister of the Pakistani actually spoke out and basically said how the 19-year-old didn't even want to go on this submarine, but he did anyways because it was Father's Day and his dad really wanted to go, and his dad was really infatuated with the Titanic. But my main beef is with the CEO, Stockton Rush. What the hell was he thinking? Seriously, what in the hell was he thinking? Using a $30 video game controller to control this submarine that was basically made out of like cardboard at this point. I didn't want to come on today and talk about, you know, everything that the news has been talking about. I want to talk about the pros and cons of risk taking. And that's what's funny about rich people is there's actually a psychologist that looked into millionaires and billionaires and why they tend to die in these dramatic tragedies. There's a point when you become so wealthy that you feel as if nothing bad can happen to you. I mean, think about it. You have access to the best lawyers, you have access to the best everything, the best food, and there's no like possibility that they can die. It gets to the point where when you rarely hear the word no, it's like the whole world is at my fingertips. You know, we often wake up in the morning miserable because we have to go to our freaking 9 to 5, deal with our manager who we cannot stand, deal with our coworkers who want to talk about their kid's birthday party this weekend. And it's like we're all just kind of gliding through life, and it's like you're in a rat race trying to step on people to get to where you want to be. And it's like, when do we just stop and sit back? When do we just stop and sit back and say, you know what? I'm gonna quit my job because I hate it. When am I going to go on that vacation that I've always been wanting to go on, but have been putting off because I don't have anyone to go with me? I don't have any friends to go with me. And we're scared that if we take these risks, that it's going to impact our lives negatively. Sometimes we just have to learn to move beyond our comfort zones in order to take risks and do things that we might have not thought possible. If we want to obtain something bigger than us, we must be willing to make some tough decisions in life and the risks that come with it. Back when I was going to college, I got accepted into the Fashion Institute of Technology, and I was moving to New York City. I did not know anyone in New York City. I did not know a single soul. I'm from Texas. So moving to New York to go to school was a big jump for me, especially since with me not knowing anybody. And once I got there to New York, it was like a completely different world out there compared to what I have here in Austin, Texas. I mean, people were more aggressive. There was poop on the streets, rats running everywhere. I couldn't. So I was taking this risk to move to New York City. Me, this small town girl, really quiet, really to myself, really sweet, and moving to this jungle of people who are very just like out there, really aggressive, really in your face. And my first year, it was really scary. It was really scary because it's like I'm by myself, I don't know nobody, rent's expensive as hell. But the thing is about me moving to New York, even though I'm back in Texas, because to be honest with you, New York was disgusting. I couldn't do it. I need cleanliness. I don't need bed bugs. When I moved back to Texas, my friends told me, my friends back home in Texas, they were like, Devin, you changed. And I'm like, change? How did I change? They're like, you're just more like confident. You're just more just like, don't talk to me like that. Just like, I have more of a backbone. And I was like, you know what? You're right. New York taught me to have a backbone because I had to learn all of these different things. I had to learn how to be street smart. You know, you can't just be walking around outside in the middle of the night on the streets. God forbid you get attacked. You know, as a young 21-year-old girl, you know, I had to learn how to be street smart. I had to learn how to stand up for myself, because if you don't stand up for yourself, you will be walked all over. People will walk all over you. I had to learn to shut up because, you know, in Texas, you know, we just talk and talk and talk about our business. You know, as Texans, as Southerners, we talk a lot. I had to learn to shut up. But the point is, if I had not moved to New York and took that risk of moving to a different city, I would have not learned what I know now, and I would not be as confident as I am now. So the thing about taking risk is you never know what's going to be on the other side of that opportunity. You never know if you take that risk, if you take that jump, if you might meet your soulmate. You know, you're scared to go out to restaurants and to the movie theater by yourself because you have no friends and you don't want to go by yourself. Or if you decide to travel to another country by yourself, you might come to realize You know, I'm traveling by myself. I get to do what I want without having to consult somebody else. Like, hey, do you want to go to this museum? Oh, not really. You know, so it's like you get to kind of experience the trip the way you want to because you've gone by yourself and you don't have someone else's opinions trying to sway you. And you might come to realize, wow, I actually like this country. I think I want to move here because you took that risk of doing something on your own and not having someone else's opinions to sway you. Another thing about taking risk is it can build self-confidence. Let's say you took a risk on something and it paid off. Let's say you went ahead, you applied for that job, but you're like, I'm not qualified for this job. I'm not even gonna bother applying. But let's say you did. What's the harm in doing it? And then you took that risk and they call you back and they ask for an interview. Won't you feel good about yourself? Taking risk builds confidence by allowing us to overcome our fears and face challenges by trying new things. But the thing is, if I had never moved to New York and I just kind of sat back at home and it's like, I'm not gonna go, I don't know anybody, and not taken that risk, I would have sat back in life and regretted it and like, man, what would have happened? Would I be this rich, famous person if I had never moved to New York? You know, I would have been sitting there with what ifs, and a lot of you are sitting through life with what ifs because you've never actually taken the time to actually go out there and take risks and take action. You're sitting over there on your lazy behind waiting for life to come to you, for waiting for situations to come to you, and you're sitting over here, you're waiting for opportunities to come to you, and that's just not going to happen. That's just not how life works. Sorry. You're going to sit up here and going through life not taking any risk, wasting your life away, waiting for what? Waiting for what?